Hi, I'm Kirk, and my company is From the Ground Up Home Inspections. And we're here today at this house to show you the best ways to get ready for winter in Washington. One of the most important steps in winterizing your home is, of course, the exterior water faucets. You want to keep them protected from bursting if they freeze. You can do that by turning them off or covering them up and keeping them from freezing. But most importantly, make sure you unhook your hoses first. Once you've unhooked your hose, then you can either shut it off at the interior shutoff or cover it with a device such as this, a little foam device. Will keep it insulated. Or even just wrapping with a towel. Also, if you happen to have a sprinkler system, you'll want to shut that off as well and blow out the lines so you don't have any excess water in those that can freeze, because you'll be fixing that in the spring. Another area to consider for winter preparation is roofs. Roofs can build up debris and moss. That debris and moss can cause water to travel back up underneath the shingles and do damage, water damage to the roofing system and components. Damaged roofs can be caused by freezing moss, especially cedar. When it expands, when it freezes, it can damage the cedar, cause cracking, get up underneath shingles and cause shingles to dislodge and back up water. So good idea, after you get the first couple of good winds and knocks all the stuff off the trees, go over the roof with a blower. Broom is not recommended just because you can remove granules with the brooms. Pressure washing, not recommended. Best thing is, again, just a blower. Blow off the debris, gutters, get everything off the roof, and then treat it for the moss. That way it dies and it can get pulled off with the rains and the winds during the winter. Another thing to consider when prepping for winter is your gutters. Once you're up on the roof, blowing off the roof and cleaning it, clean out the gutters. The gutters get backed up, water will overflow and do damage to soffits and fascia boards, rafter tails, a lot of building components that can get damaged. When the water that's backed up in the gutters freezes, that can cause damage to the gutters themselves. Not to mention the mess it makes when they do overflow. So a good prep for winter is to clean out the gutters, make sure that they're clear of debris, and make sure that they drain properly down the downspouts. Another area you'll want to check on is your crawl space. Not only the hatch itself, but in the crawl space. With winter, you'll want the insulation to be intact. You don't want to have any leaks or pipes that aren't insulated. And of course, you want to check the hatch as well, just to make sure that it is still insulated and that the weather stripping around the hatch is still intact. This one here has got some flat spots and some gapping. So this one I would probably replace or recommend replacing, just to keep the seal so that you're not getting cold air from the unconditioned space that's coming up into the house and causing high energy bills. You can also stick your head down in there, jump in the crawl space. Usually just with that, you can smell whether there's moisture or rodents, hear any kind of leaking or dripping. You can check for any kind of moisture in the crawl space and check that your insulation is still intact, especially around the plumbing. You will also want to check your weather stripping on your attic access. The attic access is a way for hot air to leave, which is an energy concern, as well as insulation on top of the access. And if you have any plumbing, you'll want to get up and again, same type of thing, listen for any leaks or smell for moist air. With the attic, it's good to go up there every once in a while and just look and make sure that the ventilation is good. After a hot summer, you can have moisture that will build up on the sheeting because of the hot, moist air in the the attic itself, the cold side of the house, or if you have a cold side of the roof, you can create a dew point, which can lead to mold and mildew, moisture issues in the attic. So you'll want to look for those and make sure that your ventilation is good. And again, just the weather stripping on the attic access. Another way to help winterize your home from the inside is by adding blinds or keeping them closed if you already have them. The windows themselves are not very good insulators compared to your exterior walls. Windows do have an insulative U factor, but they are not a real good insulator, and it is a penetration in the thermal boundary. Now, putting blinds on will actually trap warm air from the house and create more of an insulative boundary to act against the radiation of the cool coming from the window. So keep them closed in the wintertime during the day. I know we like the natural light, but we don't get as much natural light in the wintertime, so keeping them closed can help with the energy bills. Another item you may consider when prepping for winter is your door seals and actually your door latches. If the seals are damaged or broken, missing, there's gaps, or they're old, you may want to update those. Put extra weather stripping on them if you need to. Make sure there's no gaps and that your door closes and latches tightly. If they're loose, they can let the air in. You can adjust the latch itself or the catch and get those to shut a little tighter. But it's a good thing to do just to check, make sure you don't have any air leakage. That can cause higher energy bills in the wintertime. Here's a good example of a door that is missing some weather stripping or does not close properly. You can see the gapping at the bottom. Strike plate adjustment may be needed, and insulation or weather stripping may need to be added. I wanted to talk quickly about fireplaces. Depending on what kind of fireplace you have, you'll want to start the pilot light, or make sure that the ashes are cleaned out. Wouldn't hurt to get a chimney sweep in, inspect the flue, and clean everything up prior to burning for winter. But make sure the pilot lights are on, the gas is on for gas inserts, and there's a bit of a myth to the flue being closed or open. As long as the pressure differentials in the home are similar, you shouldn't have any problem with losing heat through the flue, simply because there is an equilibrium up in the flue between the hot and the cold air. Hot air trying to escape, cold air falling. They kind of equal out unless we start getting high winds, pressure differentials, stormy weather. That's when you'll want to close it. So again, make sure the pilot lights are on, make sure that the chimneys are clean and inspected, and that'll help you keep warm for winter. And those are some really easy steps to keeping your home comfy and to winterize it, get it ready for the Washington winter, and beat the cold. Again, my name is Kirk. Thank you for watching my video, and have a good winter.